Hello. If you found me, this is Little Sister Chalks. I'm Luana. I'm an independent Chalk Couture designer, and I do Saturday morning crafting. Usually they're quite easy, quick crafts. Today, I am working on some bakeware, upcycle. I like to upcycle, recycle, and repurpose, so I've got bakeware, and we'll talk about that. I made some banana bread last night. That was my hint, and it was delicious. I forgot to bring a piece down with me because I had too many things in my hands to carry. But I would love to know, what kind of bread do you like? Do you like banana bread, pumpkin bread, plain bread? If you hop on, either live or for the replay, let me know where you're from and what kind of bread you like. And please share this video with your plant-loving friends or crafty friends. This bread pan is going to turn into a planter, so that's what we're going to work on. I'm going to tilt you down so you can see what I'm doing, and I'll kind of walk you through stuff. So let's do that. I think that looks pretty good. So like I said, I went to Goodwill and I found some bakeware, kind of loved and used and rusty, and I liked the rustic look of it. Oh boy, I'm echoing in the pan. But I wanted to put a little bit of paint on it, kind of like a chalkboard look. So I've got one side. That's what I'll do with you guys today. I'm not sure if I'll do the ends and the other side. We'll kind of see how that goes. But what I've done so far is just taken black craft paint and just put, slop some on. It didn't have to be pretty or perfect. And next I'm going to flip this around so it's easier for me to work with. Well, I'm going to have to. It's gonna be hard for you guys to see, but we'll deal with it. I've got some surface wax, and I'm gonna put that on just a little bit to protect the stencil from the paint, and try not to pull up some of that black paint. So we shall see. I didn't even tell you what I'm putting on it. So this stencil is from a couple years ago, and home is where my plants are. I've got a lot of plants. I love them, and this was one of my favorite stencils a couple years ago when it came out. I still love it, but I'm going to use, I think, these three little guys up at the top because it'll be easier to line things up and then, work on it while I'm on camera. So I think I'll do those three, and that's where I really like this one, and I really like this one. So that's where I was thinking I might do the ends on the other side, but we'll see how that goes. All right, so I'm going to start with a little bit of surface wax. I've got Chalk Couture wax and a little wax pad. You can use any wax that you have on hand. And like I said, I'm just going to put a little bit on. Hopefully that's good enough. And it's time to wash that little wax pad. All right, so that's done. Next, I'm going to, if I can close my wax, and maybe there we go. All right, next I'm going to fuzz my stencil. And if you've heard about fuzzing, it's to take some of the adhesive off the back, some of the stickiness, because if it sticks too hard to your surface, it'll stretch the silk screen, and that's not really good. So I'm just gonna do this. It's really not that sticky, so I'm gonna do it just a few times because I'm worried it's gonna stick to the aluminum pretty well. So I'll just do that a couple times. It sounds counterintuitive, but it is an important step. Now, if you are inking and you're using fabric, then you don't have to fuzz at all, because fabric, you're doing basically the same thing. If you're inking on glass, though, fuzz really, really well. All right, I'm going to try to keep that up closer so you guys can see. And then I'm going to try to line up as much as I can. That's a piece of hair. In the center, it's really hard to tell. Our newer stencils are more see-through, so you can actually see what you're doing behind it, which is nice. They're not see-through, but a little bit more transparent. And that fuzz is gonna bother me, so I'm trying to get that off. Now, oh, see, I'm already pulling up some of the paint. So maybe that was not enough wax, so I just have to be careful and not move this thing around too much. But that fuzz right in that silk screen was bothering me. So let me see if I can kind of gauge placement here. That looks okay. Are we straight? That's another question. And I might just turn it towards me so I can tell better. All right, placing this is harder than I thought. Good Lord. All right, I don't know. This is not quite working for me. And I don't think we're straight anymore. And I'm really trying not to move it around. I did not go down far enough with my black paint, but that's okay. Hopefully you guys can kind of see. So I'm doing these three. So I'm going to make sure there's no bubbles where the silk screen is. And I'm going to press down. I think I'm going to start with the left. I don't know what I'm doing, you guys. I'm just going to go with it. All right, I'm going to start with the left planter. I was going to try to do planters first, then plants, but I don't think that's going to be a great idea. So we'll just work as quickly as we can. And I think I can use a regular squeegee. So what I've got mini squeegees, and of course I already have chalk paste on my fingers. I've got a multi-tool, and what I like about the multi-tool is the one end is like a minier squeegee, tiny squeegee, and then this end you can like stir your paste with, or maybe you can use that kind of like a squeegee too. But this is the end that I use the most, and I love the size of it, especially for small details. So I'm going to try to use that. And then because I don't have enough of those, I cut a squeegee into small pieces. So I've got those two. So we'll see. So what am I starting with? I think I can start with a regular squeegee, and I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to start over here, and hopefully you guys can, maybe I'll try to tilt up a little bit. And I'm just going to take a little bit of the paste. Try not to get it where the green goes, so that's why I'm going to tilt it back towards me so I can see it. All right. Maybe I'll just do the peel as I kind of go. If you work slow, which I think I'm going to have to with this, you can use this peel and reveal technique. So you do a part of your design and then you lift it up. You can let it dry a little bit, and then you don't really have to put it back down. But what you don't want is for this paste to dry on top of the silk screen. And that's what will happen if you work too slowly and let it dry before you lift it up. Okay, I think that's all right. So I'm gonna move some paste out of my way and I'm trying it because the angle of the pan, it's hard if I place it towards me. So you can kind of see, I'm just going to lift up there. And then when I go to do the next one, I want to be really sure that I press down again so there's no bubbles in the silk screen because it will bleed. All right, so maybe turn it towards me again. And I'm struggling. I think it's just because I want you to see what I'm doing, but the angle of the pan comes down towards me. All right, so I can see there's bubbles. So I'm going to press down again and move on. Oh, of course, I didn't open up any of my other paste. That's all right. You'll just watch me struggle today. All right. And I think we look okay. So I'm going to do the cactus. And it's hard to tell. I think I've got that all covered. And I wanted to use, this is Pesto. So the first green that I used was Scout. It was this month's color of the month. And that's an exclusive paint color, or paste color, that's available with a qualifying purchase, and when they sell out, they sell out. So it's already gone. I'm sorry, I just got it, or I would have used it earlier so that you could see the color. It's really fun. It's a brighter green with a little bit of shimmer in it. So that's the second one done. And I'm gonna peel again so that, oh, that looks real cute. So you can see that. And we're peeling up a little bit of the black, which is fine from the aesthetic of it, but that's why I put the wax down, trying to not pick that up, and I must not have used enough. All right, this one I want to do two-tone. And I think I want to do, so I think I need, I'm going to do the lighter color on the top, she says with confidence. And that's why I like these detailed tools, because you can get into the little spaces a little bit easier and hopefully not cause a mess when you're trying to do small areas. Alright, and I'm going to pick up, that's a lot of paste there. I think that's okay. And then I can probably use a regular squeegee for the bottom. And this is Saucy, which I think was a color, they call them en vogue colors, which is just for like a season. I think this was last fall's color. All right, hopefully that's all right. And then we're gonna come back, and I'm going to use Scout for the big part of this, and then I'm going to use Pesto for that little part that's popping out this side. And I've been having fun the last couple of days. Well, I guess yesterday and today. It is ChalkCon, which is Chalk Couture's annual convention. It is virtual for everyone this year. Next year they're talking about live, which I hope they keep a virtual option for those people that can't make it live. But what's really, really fun, yesterday was all businessy type stuff, and they revealed the upcoming fall collection. There's some really amazing things in there. I had to write myself back when I placed an early order. But today is all about techniques and learning new things, and they've collaborated with Dixie Belle. So we've got new products coming, like a crackle and a sea spray, I think, which gives some texture. And what's really, really fun, well, I had some bleed, so I can probably clean that up a little bit. There we go. There's our three little plants. But what's really fun about today, so we're learning techniques and using new products. We were able to order some of those to work alongside the people doing the demos today. But the Perks members get to join today and see some of the new products then, and learn techniques and get inspiration. So I love that our Perks members are getting some really amazing benefits. And if you want more information about Perks, drop an emoji or a comment and I will get you some. Really amazing program, and I'd love to talk more about it. So that is the first part of our planter. I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do with the rest of it, and I'll let you see the finished project tomorrow. I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. I'll see you soon. Bye.